Hi everyone, happy 2016. I've seen a lot of people do best products of 2015, and one video I watched by Kendra, she did 15 products for 2015, and I thought, surely I can come up with 15 products. Well, it was a little bit harder than I thought. But as you can see, I'm playing around with the lighting again still. I'm going to have a little bit to cut off from the beginning and the end of the video. Hopefully that will work properly so you won't have this long pause of me going to stop it or when I just started it. But let's get to the products. So this is my top 15 products of 2015. I'm going to start with a shampoo. The bottle's actually kind of empty at the moment. I need to order another one. I don't dye my hair, but I do like this watercolor shampoo. It's color depositing, it's phosphate free, cruelty free. It just adds a little bit. I'm probably the only one who notices it, but I like it in warm spice. It enhances red golden tones in strawberry blonde and butterscotch hair. Both my grandfathers were redheads, but I was not blessed with the redheaded gene, obviously. But there is a little bit of red in my hair, not enough that anyone can really see it. I feel like this brings it out a little bit. I don't use just this. I actually mix it with some other shampoos, which probably tones down the effect a little bit anyways. But I mix it with some other shampoos in an empty bottle, and add a little bit of peppermint oil too. That actually can help with your itchy scalp. If you get an itchy scalp during the winter time, I do. Everything gets itchy during the winter time for me. So I love this. I'm going to be ordering some more. I mean, I have some left in that bottle mixed with everything else, but I really like this. If you do dye your hair, this is a good way to maintain it if that's what it's for. It's color maintenance. But if you want to add just a little bit without dyeing your hair, I feel like this does a good job. So, alright, on to the next product. This is an under eye cream. This is Burt's Bees Sensitive Eye Cream. I tried when I first started getting dry skin under my eyes, putting just my regular facial moisturizer up there, and that skin up there is pretty sensitive. So I'm sure their other eye creams work very nicely, but I went with the sensitive one just to be on the safe side. It's Burt's Bees, so there's no parabens, phthalates, or petrochemicals. They are cruelty free. I know the parent company isn't cruelty free, but Burt's Bees itself is. And for another Burt's Bees product, this is the night cream I use. It's the Radiance Night Cream with Royal Jelly. It comes in this little glass jar with plastic lid. I probably would have stuck with the sensitive line, except the pharmacy that I've been getting this stuff at didn't have the sensitive night cream. They did have this though, and I actually really like it. It's a little bit thicker, I think, because of the royal jelly in it. But it's very moisturizing, especially in the winter time when my skin's getting really dried out. It's weird, my skin's oily in the summertime, really dry in the winter. Aren't I lucky? Okay, for the last skincare product, sorry I have to reach all the way over here to get it. I actually haven't tried this one yet, but I tried one of their other body scrubs. It's by 100% Pure. This is their eucalyptus body scrub. This was like the one thing I bought on Cyber Monday. I wasn't going to buy anything, and then I clicked into their email because they said they were having deals for $10 a piece, and I thought, well, I'll take a look and see what they have. And they had their body scrub for $10, which is fantastic because this is out of my budget at full price. I know for a lot of people it wouldn't be, but for me to spend, I think it's $30, if I'm remembering correctly. For a body scrub, I just can't do that. The last one I had, I got on clearance. It's their strawberry one, which they've discontinued. I got that for $20. That was kind of pushing it for me, but I was really looking for something that I didn't have to feel guilty rinsing down the drain. And so many body scrubs, they aren't breaking down in the water. They're rinsing down the drain and polluting our water supplies, at least possibly hurting animals. I didn't want to do that. So this one, it definitely breaks down in the water while still acting like a scrub should. There's nothing weird in it. Eucalyptus is supposed to be stress relieving, so I'm hoping the scent will be stress relief for me too. I'm just about done with the strawberry one. It does last a long time. I mean, it's a big jar. Does it say how much? Yeah, 19 ounces. So this will last a while. My husband might use some of it too. He used a little bit of the strawberry, but it will be mainly me using it, so this should last me a long time. I really like the brand 100% Pure. I like the idea behind it, but for me it's kind of expensive, so this is the only thing of theirs I've tried, but I really, really love their body scrubs. So if you can grab them on sale or on clearance, or if they do this next year for Cyber Monday, I will definitely be buying another one at that point. I highly recommend it. If you're somebody who thinks a $30 body scrub, that's nothing for me, then by all means buy it at full price, because they definitely need people to be buying their stuff at full price too, so they can stay around. Okay, let's get to the... Oh, I guess I had to have a couple more skincare products left. I was going to move on to the makeup, but I forgot that this actually isn't makeup. It's worn off, but that used to say e.l.f. on there. I used it quite a lot, so most mornings I put this on. It's their rollerball under eye, I forget what it's actually called. It'll be in the description box below. But you put it on underneath your eyes in the morning before you put on any makeup. You kind of let it dry. It's supposed to minimize the appearance of your dark circles, and I could definitely use that because I get pretty dark circles from my allergies and lack of sleep. I don't feel like it lightens them that much, to be honest, but the reason why I really like this is because it helps me feel a little bit more awake. I mean, if I feel like a zombie, it's probably not going to help that much. But if I'm dragging a little bit, I put this on, and it has green tea extract in it, and it does seem to help me feel a little bit more awake. So I really like this. My other skincare product is also from e.l.f. It's their lip exfoliator. This, it kind of looks like a lipstick, but it's actually a lip scrub. I have this in their clear, just regular sugar flavor, I guess. I've seen on their website that they have two more now. They have a cherry one and a mint one, I think. I don't know anything about those. I presume they're cherry flavored and mint flavored. This does taste like sugar. I just feel like it does help smooth my lips out. What I do is I apply it right before I get in the shower at night. I tend to shower at night once or twice a week. I really rub it in there, and then I leave it on when I get into the shower, and the shower, as I'm showering, will rinse the scrub away. And since it's sugar, much like the body scrub I was talking about, I don't really have to feel bad about it getting rinsed down the drain. And it does feel like it's getting rid of all that dead skin on my lips. And it tastes good, what little bit I get to taste out of it. Okay, so on to the makeup. Well, this is kind of a makeup. This is the one product on my list that I would love to repurchase, but I probably won't be, because This is more expensive than that body scrub. Well, not this little tube, this is the sample. But the sample was a lot smaller than I was expecting. I'm not really good with how big something is, picturing it in my mind when I read it online. But I had heard a lot of good things about the Suntegrity 5-in-1 Natural Moisturizing Face Sunscreen. And I'm really pale. I need to make sure I wear sunscreen on my face every day. I tend to leave it off my arms unless I'm going to be out very long, because we do need some sunlight on our skin to produce vitamin D. But, you know, my face, I kind of want to keep it a little bit more protected. It's a little bit more sensitive than the rest of my body. And I wasn't doing a very good job of applying it every day. And I felt like, well, maybe if I try something that I like better, I'll do it more. So I thought this sounded really interesting. I hadn't heard anything bad about it. It's cruelty-free, it's made in the United States, it's eco-friendly, it says the 5-in-1 is treat, hydrate, protect, prime, and cover. I do feel like it acts as a primer when I do wear makeup, because I don't wear it every day. If I just put it on, I feel like it evens out my skin tone without me having to do anything. I mean, it's not like I look like I have foundation on, but it does look a little bit more even. Not as much as like a true BB cream or CC cream or whatever other letters there are at this point. So I love this. I really, really love it. I have it in fair because I'm really pale. They have several other colors, maybe not several, but they have a few other colors. More than what I've seen for a lot of other products like this, because I've been trying to find something else that's going to be similar to this but cheaper. They did discontinue their darkest shade, which I thought was strange. Evidently they weren't selling that much of it, which is sad, because from what I've heard, people with darker skin tones don't have as much choice out there, which is kind of a bummer. I know I run into trouble being pale, but there is at least some stuff out there that's aimed at people as pale as me. So hopefully there is for those of you with darker skin tones, because this isn't available anymore. Sorry. But the full size of this is $45. And it's worth it. It is totally worth it. It really is. We don't have it in our budget for me to spend $45 on the sunscreen I'm going to be slapping on my face every morning. Granted, that does a lot more, which is why it's totally worth it. I just can't afford it. So, at least not at the moment. So I'm trying to find something that I'm going to like as much as this and be applying as regularly as I was applying this. Like I said, even the sample size was smaller than I was expecting, because the sample size is $5. And then when I got it in the mail and I looked at the tube, I was like, that's a lot smaller than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be bigger for how much I spent, but then you look at the full size price, I guess it makes sense. I have a little bit left. I'm kind of saving for special occasions, I guess, because I love this so much. So if you can afford this, which a lot of people can, it's just that we can't, definitely get it. It's well worth it. Get the sample size first and make sure that you've picked the right shade, because it is tinted. So yeah, I really love this, but alas, I can't afford it. So on to a tool for makeup. I think I'll do this next. This is a brush set by BH Cosmetics. Oh, I thought I was missing one of the brushes and I was looking for it earlier. No, it's in there. I just can't see. You can't get this brush set right now. I don't know if they'll ever bring it back. This was a special for the month of October 2 years ago. They did a different special this October, that's why it's all pink. For breast cancer awareness, they were donating the proceeds to, I forget which charity it is that has to do with breast cancer research. But it's really nice. I only had used brushes before this that I picked up at the Dollar Tree or came with my makeup or came in a free set of something else. These are really nice, especially for the price. I spent $5 on this and then all the proceeds went to breast cancer research. Their other brush sets tend to run a little bit more, but I would imagine they're all going to be along the same lines. They have a lot of variety of brushes. You can buy individual brushes as well, but if they're all like these, they're really soft. Cruelty-free, not made of animal hair. And it comes in this nice little snap-up pouch to take with me if I travel. Probably wouldn't need all the brushes with me if I traveled, unless I was going to a wedding. And even then, probably not, because I wouldn't be the bride. But it's convenient for storing them. They have like other pouches. They have cups with their brush sets. You can buy individual brushes. They're really nice. Of course, this is like the nicest brushes I've ever used, so I'm sure if you're used to using like luxury brushes, this might be a step down for you, I don't know. But these are really soft, they work really well. I've been using them for 2 years, which granted, I don't wear makeup every day, so they're not having hard use, but they haven't lost any bristles. So highly recommend that. To go along with the tools, this is e.l.f.'s Daily Brush Cleaner. I spray this on the brushes I use and use a soft cloth. I just have like an old t-shirt that was falling apart and I cut up into rags. But it works pretty well. I wipe them off with that. I still wash my brushes, but this lets me feel like they're a little bit cleaner. I get some of the product off, so the next time I go to use them, there isn't, at least not as much of the product left on there. Helps make it a little bit more sanitary. And then I also use e.l.f.'s brush shampoo. I wash them probably about once a month. I think you're supposed to wash them a lot more often than that, but I figure since I'm not using it every day, some weeks it's more than others, but I don't think I've ever had a week where I wore makeup every single day. Not so far in my life, at least. Since I'm already using this, I figure I can get away with washing them every month instead of every week or every other week. Now, I'm sure this is probably not as eco-friendly as something else I could use, but I wasn't really sure how to wash them. I was just using hand soap before, and I wasn't really comfortable doing that. I was it didn't freak me out because I was a little afraid that I kept doing that. I don't know. Anyways, I thought it would be better to use something that was specifically to use on my brushes. It's cruelty-free, at least. It doesn't seem to have anything much worse than some of the other stuff that gets washed down the drain. I would prefer to have everything I wash down the drain be as eco-friendly as possible and not impact the environment. But as you probably guessed, we have a budget that we have to stick to, so and e.l.f. stuff is cheap plus cruelty-free, so at least it fulfills one of the things I'd like to fulfill. That was a really great sentence, wasn't it? Okay, so back to the actual makeup products. I talked about this in one other video. It's Everyday Minerals base. I have this in Alabaster, which would actually be under their current color system 1C, which would be Rose Ivory, because I have a cool undertone to my skin. It's their jojoba base, which is more moisturizing. Actually, the first time I tried this in a sample was over the summer. It was a really bad idea. My face was so shiny, so there definitely is jojoba oil in there, and it mixed with my natural oils, and I looked like a spotlight. But for the winter, this is perfect, because since I like to use powder foundations, the winter time, like I said, my skin gets really dried out. I mean, I do put some moisturizer on, but this helps a lot. Just in the sense of, like, if I just were to walk out the door with moisturizer on, I'd be fine. But if I were to put powder on top, it might be a little too drying, and this takes that away. So, as you can guess, I don't wear this during the summertime. What I do wear during the summertime is from Geek Cosmetics. Look how cute that is. They have really cute packaging. They don't have as many shades as Everyday Minerals does, or Meow Cosmetics. Actually, if you're interested in powder cosmetics, they have quite possibly the biggest range of foundation shades I think I have ever seen. Not just for powder foundations, but at all. I mean, there might be other ones out there with as big a foundation range as they have. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert or anything, but I really like their packaging. They're a little bit cheaper than Meow Cosmetics, and the shade name is Codex, which probably doesn't make sense to most of you, but if any of you have watched Felicia Day's The Guild, that's the name of her character. It's actually a little autobiographical. Gosh, I can't talk today. This is so sad. I could go into it, but I'm sure I'd goof something up. My husband could explain it a lot better to you. It's a video game reference. Because she's the queen of the geeks, and I adore her. I'm not anywhere near as geeky as she is. I am pretty geeky, which is probably why my husband married me. But I love Felicia Day. I was pretty excited that the palest foundation they had that was also pink undertoned was named after her. That was so cool. Like I said, they don't have as big a range. Like the Everyday Minerals, this is not the palest shade they have. It was at one point in time, but then they extended their range a little bit more. And so they have a shade paler that's too pale for me. It was kind of exciting to have something be too pale for me. So I also was thrilled because I know there are people out there with skin tones a little bit fairer than mine. And it was like, well, what are they supposed to do? So if you are a little bit paler than me, and you are looking for something without oil in it, Everyday Minerals has stuff too, as well as Meow Cosmetics. This might not work for you, I don't know. Depends on how much you put on. But I recommend this, definitely. If you have a cool undertone and you're pale like me, the really great thing I find about this is that this is more pink toned than any other powder foundation I've tried before. And so if you have a lot of pink in your skin like I do, like if I put on a different powder foundation, I have to put some blush on, or else I'm going to look really washed out. This, I can just put this on and I'm done. Like if I really want a no fuss makeup day, obviously not during the winter time, but in the summer, I just put this on and that's it. There's one time I was on a brief little trip early in the fall. I didn't need the more moisturizing stuff yet. I actually had taken along the next thing I'm going to talk about, and I wound up just putting this on and putting some on my eyelids in place of eyeshadow, because I was going to wear eyeshadow even though I don't normally wear it. I was for this particular time, and I glowed. It was beautiful. So I love this. This is probably my favorite powder foundation I've ever tried, but like I said, it's a little too drying for the winter. I'm going to stop babbling about it now. I'm probably making this video so long. I apologize. I'm going to try to keep the last two things shorter. Forever Nude palette, this is the other thing I took with me, is great for if you're traveling. I don't travel a whole lot, but a little bit, like to go see our in-laws and stuff like that. It has this lovely big mirror, which is really great. And it has, let's see, what am I pointing to? Okay, a bronzer and a blush. I'm kind of clueless when it comes to bronzer. I have tried using it a little bit. The blush is a really great neutral pink. So I think it would work for most people. I think even if you have a darker complexion, the blush should still work pretty well, I think. I don't know. I can only go off of what my skin tone is, really pale. The bronzer, I suspect, isn't going to work too well if you have a darker skin tone. If you're like medium skin tone to like as pale as me or paler, it might, because it doesn't show up real dark on my skin. Of course, I applied it really light because I didn't want to overdo it. But that's probably still going to be there when everything else is gone. Highlighter, it's kind of a yellow toned highlighter, which I wasn't too sure about. Ooh, I just gouged my blush pointing in there. Now I have blush underneath my fingernail. And I'm clueless about highlighter too. It's not too shimmery. I like putting it under my eyes. Like if I'm not putting any concealer under my eyes, but my circles are pretty dark, and I'm not going with the absolute minimal no fuss makeup look, which I'll have to do a video about what I consider a no fuss makeup look, because evidently it's a lot different from what most people's ideas are. And then there's 6 eyeshadow shades. The top ones are all light enough to just kind of use on your lid, or the bottom two, this one I think would make a really good liner. This one I think makes a good liner for me. If you have a darker skin tone, it probably would work all over your lid. Or if you like a really dark shade in your crease, some people seem to like that. I tend to do like 2 eyeshadows at once if I'm doing more than just one eyeshadow. I don't get real fancy, but for me to have that pink in there is really great because, as I said, I have a lot of pink in my skin. Powder's kind of keep poking things. Powder's getting everywhere. If you have more of a golden skin tone, you probably won't use those 2 pinks that much, but it's only the 2 pinks. Everything else is more neutral shade. Like, well, pink's neutral shade for me, but if you're not cool toned, you might not get a whole lot of use out of those, but it's really great for someone like me. And I think it still works for everybody. I have a neutral lip color. It's not really a lipstick and it's not really a gloss, in my opinion. I don't know. They don't have a whole lot of staying power, so if I'm like going out to eat, I might not bother putting it on. But I don't know, I like the colors. That one's more of a, I'm sure as you can tell, more of a pink. That's more of a neutral. It's not too brown of a neutral, it kind of looks like it right now, but it's almost like a peachy brown, so I think a light peachy brown, so I think it's not too not going to look like you put concealer on your lips. I've heard people say that before. I've never actually seen anybody who had new lipstick on that looked like they had put concealer on their lips, but apparently that does happen, so. I did say I was going to stop babbling. I'm sorry. I'm still babbling. 2 more products, and that will bring us up to our 15 for 2015. Another BH Cosmetics product. They're on the lower end, not as low end as e.l.f. Cosmetics, which is why I like them. It's a little bit more affordable for me. And they're cruelty free. So this is their blush duo in lilac. Really great for somebody with my pale complexion and cool leaning tones. This is really meant to be a highlighter. It pretty much just blends into my skin. Like if I put it under my eyes like that other highlighter, I feel like it helps negate my under eye circles. You could probably use it as a blush too, but I feel like it kind of blends into my skin a whole lot. Though of course the last time I tried using it, I was using it over top of this, I think. So maybe over top a powder that had less pink in it. Maybe that would be sharp more, I don't know. This is a lilac color. Obviously it's called lilac. This is the first time I've tried a more lavender toned, purple toned blush. I'd always heard that as a very cool toned person, I probably should be using more purple leaning things as opposed to very pink things, but I always stuck to the pink because I knew it looked good. And since I have enough pink in my skin, I was like, well, obviously pink looks good, but purple, that's not going to look very realistic. Well, this does, actually. It's just glowy, I guess I'll say. But yeah, and it's in a very cute little compact. They have 5 other shades of this, I think. It's been a long time since I bought this. But very nice. They have ones that, there's at least one that I think you would have to be darker shade to use. So if you are darker complected, definitely check that out. And the last thing is Burt's Bees Tinted Lip Balm. That's not the right one. I was going to grab the Sweet Violet one, and this is the Pink Blossom one. Well, Pink Blossom is nice too. It's pink, but Sweet Violet is probably the perfect shade for me. I have like the Pink Blossom one and a couple other ones depending on what I'm wearing. But if it's just, you know, I want something that looks really natural, the Sweet Violet is perfect. Pair it with this, and it's just absolutely perfect. I had no idea that purple shades would look good. I guess you have to be careful about what purple shade it is. Anyways, that's my 15 for 2015, I think. Or am I missing one? Shoot, I totally did not count these when I was going through. Well, either this is the last one, or it's a bonus one, since we are now in 2016. I don't have it, the package to show you, which is probably why I'm confused now as to whether I've done 15 or not. I thought I had this figured out before I started this video, I swear. I'm such an airhead. But it's from Meow Cosmetics. I talked about this in their Sugar Plum collection video that I did. It's from one of their Christmas collections, so you can only get it around Christmas time. It wouldn't be available now. They did do last year a Christmas in July special, so if you're interested in it, watch for that. But it's the ballerina one. It's just a really nice neutral pink. It's very pretty. I talked about it in that other video, so I'm not going to babble on anymore. I hope you guys all had a really great New Year's, and I hope the beginning of 2016 has been treating you well. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.